Here's a demonstration of marking menus. The first thing I'm supposed to select is this apple. So I press down with the mouse button and I see 4 submenus that appear around me. I'll drag up to get into food, and then I have 2 choices. Apple is towards the north, so I keep dragging up. Now the next time I see an apple, I can get to it faster simply by dragging upwards. Okay, bananas. Let's try clicking down, dragging up into that same submenu, and now dragging down. So the next time I need to get to bananas, I can simply drag up and then down. So a north-south mark or gesture should be enough to get to bananas next time. Now the pig, I'll click down, drag south to animals, and east to pig. So next time we see pig, let's try to drag southeast quickly. Pig again. Let's see if I can drag that gesture out quickly. So it's south and then east. There, I got it. Apple, if I remember correctly, that's dragging to the north. So I'll do that quickly. There, I got it. Bananas, that was north-south. So let's do that fast. Okay, pig, that was southeast, like that. Now you might notice that when I drag out the mark or the gesture, we see the ink trail, and when I release, right before it disappears, it flashes a cleaned up version of the mark. So apple, I believe, is a drag to the north. See if you can see that flash of the straight, cleaned up northern mark. Apple, that's again to the north. Pig is southeast, so let's do that. Saw, okay, where is that? I'll press down. That's got to be in Tools, so to the east. Now, if it turned out I had made a mistake and I'd gone to the wrong submenu, I could drag back to the center here and try a different submenu. So there is a way to back up. But anyways, Tools are to the east, and then Saw is to the north. So next time I want that, I'll drag east-north. Okay, bananas again, that's north-south. Just to show you that it is actually possible to make a mistake, I'll perform the wrong gesture. There I selected duck, and that's why I got 1 red point. So these are marking menus. One thing to notice is that when we drag quickly, that is, we press down and drag, the menu doesn't bother to pop up. So pig, I think, was southeast. Let's do that. You see the menu didn't bother to pop up, and maybe you saw it flashed a cleaned up version of the mark just before completing the selection. I've been calling these menus marking menus, but in this demonstration they're called Z-ray menus. So what is this demonstration program I'm showing you? Well, if I go to the About option, you see that this was made in 2000 by Alias Wavefront when it was a subsidiary of Silicon Graphics. Now, of course, Alias Wavefront is part of Autodesk. So this demonstration program was made as part of an effort to license marking menus to other companies. And as far as I know, the effort didn't bear any licensing agreements. And you see actually in the About box they're called marking menus here. So within the literature, the academic literature, these things are called marking menus. Marking menus were the topic of Gord Kurtenbach's PhD thesis. He also co-wrote the papers about them. Now, we might be tempted to simply call these radial menus. Right? They're radial menus and they happen to have submenus, so why not just call them hierarchical radial menus? Well, the difference between a marking menu and a hierarchical radial menu is that in the marking menu, what's critical about them is that when you draw a mark or a gesture, the menu will look at the shape of the mark to figure out how to interpret it. And the interpretation is done in a scale invariant manner. All right, so if you click and you wait a fraction of a second, the menu opens up and you can navigate through it. Once you've done that many times as a novice user, you start to learn the gesture by heart, and then you perform the gesture fast. The menu doesn't bother to pop up. But the critical thing is that you are able to perform the gesture on a smaller scale, and it should still work. That's what differentiates hierarchical radial menus from marking menus. Marking menus will interpret these 2 marks the same way, whereas a simple hierarchical radial menu will not. In a hierarchical radial menu, this gesture would not be long enough to get the user into the submenu that's here.